Hi everyone, thanks for joining me again. I'm Leeann from the Propfolio. Recently, a friend who stays in an EC approached me. Leeann, my EC is going to hit its 5-year MOP soon. Should I sell or should I wait until it hits the 10-year mark? So I asked her, why the 10-year mark? And her reply was that she heard that foreigners can buy at the 10th year mark and she felt maybe the prices would be better then. So here, we have two questions that arise from her statement. First, do prices continue to rise after the 5th year when the minimum occupation period is met? And second, is it because of foreigner demand? Let's delve deeper. Some background information on ECs. ECs or Executive Condominiums were first launched to cater to the needs of middle-income home seekers. They do not qualify for BTOs as they have exceeded the income ceiling. On the other hand, they may not be able to afford a private condominium just yet. ECs are developed and sold by private developers, hence the facilities are similar to what you might find in a private condo. The key difference is that ECs are subsidized by the government, just like BTOs. When newly purchased from the developer, ECs comes with a set of eligibility criteria. For example, income ceilings, ownership criteria, citizenship, amongst many others. Buyers also have to serve a 5-year MOP period from the point the development attains TOP. Financing a new EC is based on MSR, Mortgage Servicing Ratio. It refers to the portion of a borrower's monthly income that goes towards repaying all property loans, including the loan being applied for. MSR is kept at 30% of a borrower's monthly income. This is only available from banks or financial institutions. Now going back, what happens then when an EC reaches the 5th year mark? Upon hitting the 5th year mark, ECs are semi-privatized and available for resale in the open market, where most of the restrictions are removed. The only restriction is that it cannot be sold to foreigners. Do note that at this point, financing an EC that is bought on the open market is no longer based on MSR but TDSR, the Total Debt Servicing Ratio. The TDSR refers to the portion of a borrower's monthly income that goes towards repaying the monthly debt obligations, including the loan being applied for. A borrower's TDSR should be less than or equal to 55%. There are a total of 66 ECs in Singapore. For the purpose of this study, we will only look at the ones that have passed the 15-year mark after TOP, so that we can study the price appreciation of 3 periods. Year 1 to 5, which is the MOP period, Year 6 to 10, when they were semi-privatized after the 5th year mark, and Year 11 to 15, when they were fully privatized after the 10th year mark. After narrowing down this criteria, only 23 ECs have passed the 15-year mark. Let's take a look. For East Vale EC, one of the earliest ECs to hit the 15-year mark in 2014, it made the most gains of 43% between the third period, which is Year 10 to 15. A few years later in 2018, Bishan Loft hit the 15-year mark, and the period in which it made the most gains was between Year 5 to Year 10 of 75%. We move forward to Year 2020, where the Quintet in Choa Chu Kang hit the 15-year mark, and the period in which it made the most gains of 83% was in the first period, between Year 1 to Year 5. This is important to note because there were 4 ECs which hit the 15-year mark in 2020, and all of them showed significant gains from Year 1 to 5 as compared to the other 2 periods. This is also in line with the Property Price Index, which picked up from 2005 after the dot-com bubble and the SARS episode. So to answer the first question, in the recent years, ECs tend to make the largest gains during the first 5 years after TOP, and the growth slows down after that. That is why we tend to see many EC sellers sell their properties after the MOP is met, to cash out for another property that is more likely to appreciate faster in the next period. This is one of the ways that a property portfolio can be managed. Now back to the second question. At the 10th year mark, upon full privatization, foreigners can purchase ECs. Does that mean that prices will go up? Analyzing all 23 ECs that have passed the 15-year mark, I found that the percentage of foreigners buying ECs are low, averagely only 2% across all fully privatized ECs in Singapore. As this figure is very low, foreigner purchases are unlikely the reason for any price surge. Having said all that, selling your EC after the 5th year mark may not be a one-size-fits-all solution. There are other options to manage this too, depending on individual circumstances and goals. I hope that gives you a good insight on when is the best time to sell your EC. If you're unsure or you have any questions, feel free to PM me. Always happy to help. If you felt that the content was useful, do like and share. I'll see you again in my next video.